Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Gentle Farmer. I'm going to try to do a real quick video today that is just me checking out set my spawn point, checking out the desert temple that I noticed. If you watch some of my earlier episodes way over that way, I spotted in the distance a desert temple. And desert temples are very interesting, but not very large and not full of a lot of stuff. So I think I can do a short video where I show you what there is to be seen in a desert temple. But before I do that, I'm going to make a bed. And I showed you this before, but I showed you real quick. So I want to show you exactly the recipe there. Or if you need to, you can always use your crafting book. But if you prefer to do it the hard way, by memory, that's how you make a bed. The other thing I would like to do is make myself, I'm going to turn that off for a second so you can see. I'm going to make a clock, and what clocks do, they're actually really kind of wonderful. They let you see what the time of day is. Now you see how that clock is showing it's sunset. The blue area is day, and you can just barely see that hand is going down on the far right, and that is like the 3 o'clock spot. That is evening, and you see this dark area over here represents night. So night is coming, and if you look out the window, obviously we can see that's true. I'm forgetting which way was east. So that's north. So whoop, I did that wrong, didn't I? I don't know my east from my west. So that's east. And you can see, let me run out there real quick. You can see the moon is coming up in the east. And there it is. And it's about a half moon. So what I'm going to do is sleep here real quick, set my spawn point, and also avoid monsters. And then we're going to go see if we can check out that desert temple, which lies to the east. And we will. You see I've got full armor. I made some boots in the interim. So we're going to go check that out. And hopefully... Oh, there's an Enderman over there. We'll find some cool stuff, hopefully. I don't have a ton of meat. I'm carrying some leather because of something else I was going to do that I don't need to do now, but...
Husks don't burn up in sunlight.
Right. So, I don't know if you noticed there were some zombies burning up when we got out here. Endermen are not undead, so they don't burn up. I'm not going to get distracted by that bunny. He was distracting me. There are, I think we looked at them in a previous episode, but there are zombies in the desert that are called husks. And they are dried out zombies. They do not burn up in the sunlight, so I'm keeping my eyes open to see if any of them are around here. If so, they could be a danger in the daytime. But you see this structure, and there's kind of a cool pyramidal part to it. Ooh, that's interesting. But they're very interesting structures. You can see this one is partially buried. If I dig it out a little bit, you can see more of it. And when I looked in from there, you can jump in from there, but it's a little bit of fall. That purple spot right there is the center of the temple. And under that, if you were to mine that out, that would be a very bad idea. Because if you mine that out, right underneath that is a large fall and a booby trap. There's a pressure plate down there with some... I'm trying to find the entrance to this. With some, oh, I think it's on the other side, isn't it? There we go. So, under that fall, there is a large area where, here we go. Here's the entrance. I should have known, because there's the center point. It's having a momentary forgetfulness. And this is, that first was sand I was mining with my shovel. This is actually sandstone, which you can mine with a pickaxe. You have to mine, well, you don't have to, but it's very slow with a shovel. All right, so there's not a ton of stuff to worry about in here other than the booby trap, but there is darkness. So it's a good idea when you first come in to one of these to light it up, because otherwise there will be hostile mobs spawning simply because of the darkness. And we can deal with those, but creepers in particular are very nasty and they can blow up portions of it. So I like to light this up really well when I come in, but if you do that, there's nothing much to worry about. The danger, such as it is, lies directly under this purple terracotta, which also is nice to have. So what I'm going to do is, when I get in there you'll see, but right underneath here is a large opening that leads down a dozen or so blocks, and then there's a pressure plate there that triggers a booby trap that is a ton of TNT, and I will show you what happens if you step on that TNT, but I'm not going to step on it at first. I'm going to try to get, there's also some really good loot down there, so I'm going to mine my way down here by steps, and I'm going to try to be careful not to trigger the booby trap, because you can do that if you're not careful. All right. Ooh, so let me show you. See that? Hold on a second. I'm going to turn on my... Oh no, the video settings are at bright. So I was going to turn on the video settings. Let me put a torch here real quick. Light this up so you can see better. All right, so you see that pressure plate right there? If you mined that block out, or even worse, if you jumped in, you would fall directly on that pressure plate. And underneath that pressure plate lies a lot, and I mean a lot, of TNT. And I think I will, just for fun, I think I'll trigger that at the end so you can see the damage that it does. But it is a ton. What I like to do is come down this way like I did. And the first thing I want to do is mine out that pressure plate with a pickaxe. All right. So having done that, it will not trigger the bomb. But if I mine these out, you will see what I mean when I say a lot of TNT. And before we leave, I'll show you what that does when you trigger it. But there's a lot of good stuff to be had in these. Later in the game, the sand and the rotten flesh probably won't be of much use to me, but right now, this is all actually good stuff. I can always use a little rotten flesh, gunpowder. Oh, that's what I was hoping to find right there. The best stuff in here is that diamond. And actually, maybe even better would be any enchanted books. This one is Thorns, which is not one of my favorite enchantments, but it's pretty good. What the Thorns enchantment does is you put it on armor, and anything...
Do that one.
Oh yeah, I forgot to look at that one before I opened it. Alright, so inside there I got a golden apple and some horse armor, a few other things probably. I meant to show you that before I mined it out, but... Oh, wait, did I already empty it? I must have already emptied that one. But isn't that cool? So there's a lot of good loot in these, but that's pretty much the limit of it. The rest of the building is only interesting because it's an interesting looking structure. And then these TNT mine very easily. You can mine them with your hand if you want, or with a torch. They mine very quickly. And if you're careful not to let them... oh, I was going to leave that. TNT is actually valuable to have, but we'll be making some later in the series. So I actually intended to leave that. And what I will do is put one block there, and then I'm going to put that pressure plate back on. And I'm going to carefully leave without touching the pressure plate, he hopes. I'm going to use this some of this sand to pillar up. So I'm pillaring up. I'm doing the jump place that we talked about before one time. I like to get this terracotta. Terracotta is actually a very interesting looking block. So I'm going to try to walk around. Actually, I'm not going to try to do it right here because it'll be potentially devastating, but I want to mine this block out carefully and let you see it fall, and when it falls, it'll land on that pressure plate. And if we time it, if we get lucky or unlucky, nope, it didn't work. So let me see if I can drop a block in there. Oh, this is a stone pressure plate. I made a mistake here. The stone pressure plates are not activated that way. They're not activated by objects. They're only activated by entities landing on them. So what I'm going to do I have any wood? I do have wood. All right, let me get out here a second. What I'm going to do is make a quick crafting table. And I'm going to craft a wooden pressure plate, which you do that way. Two planks make a wooden pressure plate. Wooden pressure plates are activated by objects falling on them. All right, so let me go back. I'm sorry I did that. I misled you. If I were to stand on that pressure plate, it would activate, but I would also die a gruesome death, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to, oh heaven. Wow, that was cool. All right, that is not what I meant to do, but I accidentally I accidentally blew myself to smithereens. And I don't know if you saw what happened there exactly, but what I did was I replaced the stone pressure plate with a wooden pressure plate. But I accidentally let the stone pressure plate fall onto the. Wait a minute, where's my house? Which way am I running? I accidentally let the stone pressure plate fall onto the wooden pressure plate. And what that did was, like I said, wooden pressure plates are activated by objects, and the object, being the stone pressure plate, fell onto the wooden one and activated it. And when that happened, it triggered the thing, and I did not pillar up in time because I panicked. So take from that what lesson you will. First of all, be careful with TNT. And second of all, if you're going to do something that dangerous, be careful and think about what you're doing before you do it. So I'm going to jump down there and see if I still have anything. But I think everything has been blown up. All the stuff that I dropped when I died blew up, which was devastating. But luckily, it's early in the game. I'll get over the loss. Wow, there's some good iron down here. So basically what I did was I died, and then the continuing explosion blew up all my gear. If you remember, I had iron armor, I had pickaxe. I didn't have anything super valuable, luckily. I did have my I'm going to be mining through this with nothing more than a piece of granite, so that takes a while. Yeah, so I accidentally blew myself up, and when I did, oh, and this is going to be hair-raising too. We're going to have to run home through the desert with nothing. But anyway, this turned out to be a much more exciting episode than we thought, right? There's some husks, so we're going to try to scamper around them. Ooh, there's a husk over there with a lot of good armor on. So the bad part is I blew up some really good stuff. What I blew up was some diamonds and an enchanted book that I had. So that was the worst part of that, but that's okay. It's early in the series, and I can get those things back. It's unfortunate that I did that, but it'll be okay. Oh, I forgot that. I'm so used to spiders being docile during the day, I just ran right up on those ones, and they almost had me for lunch. Or dinner, as the case may be. But I'm going to try to scamper in here real quick and sleep before they... Nope, see? You may not rest now, there are monsters nearby. So that's what happens if you try to sleep when there are monsters around. But I intended this to be a quick video, so I'm going to end it right now. And I will just have to stay up all night or try to sleep when the... Oh, there we go. I was able to sleep. If the monsters drift out of a certain range, it'll let you sleep. So there we are. And I want to show you, as long as we're here, I'll go out and let those spiders see me, because I talked about, but I don't think I showed you, the fact that during the daytime, spiders are neutral. So you see, he doesn't particularly care about me. If I were to hit him, he would become hostile, but right now, he doesn't really care. He is sort of following me. And they do drop string sometimes when you kill them, so it's worth, if you're in the market for string, it's worth doing. But anyway, so that was what I wanted to show you, the things that are inside desert temples, and then I guess the dangers of desert temples. I wanted to show you the dangers, but I didn't want to show you quite so elaborately. But that turned out really kind of horrible and cool in the same time. So anyway, thanks for watching, and that is it for this episode of my Let's Play. See you next time.